Hey everyone, it's Brennan the Paleo Dude back with another Jurassic World toy review. Today we'll be taking a look at the magnificent new Troodon figure from the Camp Cretaceous Jurassic World toy line. So this was a really massive surprise for me. I kind of was hoping they would do this design based off the Jurassic World Telltale game, which featured Troodon looking similar to this guy here, and I was kind of let down due to the fact that Mattel released this guy, the Tarbosaurus, with the exact paint job of the Telltale Troodon Pteranodon, and I thought, well, they're probably going to do the Jurassic World live tour paint job, as from what I've heard, the live tour show, the Troodon in there was canon. So, like, the events of that show happened in Jurassic World. So, assuming, since this is a Jurassic World toy line, they would most likely base their design off of the canon Jurassic World Troodon, which is green, does not have this quills along the back, and is a little bit more accurate to say with the head shape and whatnot. And they even use that design in multiple games, like Jurassic World Alive and some other merchandise and whatnot. But lo and behold, Mattel surprised us all with a Jurassic Park style Troodon, which is absolutely crazy. Another hinter towards them not going for this design was the Tarbosaurus in Jurassic World Alive had a similar paint job, or color scheme I should say, to the Troodon from Jurassic World Evolution and Jurassic World Live Tour, and I was like, well, if they're using that color for the Tarbosaurus, the one from Troodon, it's like, oh, they're probably just going to use the green from the Tarbosaurus in the game on these figures because it's already prominent in the rest of the dinosaurs. So it was like a little, oh, you won't get this color scheme on the Troodon, but we'll give it to you on the Tarbosaurus, because they probably didn't want the Tarbosaurus to be the same color as the Troodon. But nope, that was not the case. They used that color for Troodon, and I'm just so happy. It's my favorite Troodon design. A lot of people hate the design because it looks like an alien or monster. Not the toy, they kind of modified it to look like an actual dinosaur. But in the Telltale game, it's got these really large bug eyes and these teeth that stick outwards, kind of like the Indominus Rex or Indoraptor. And it just didn't really look like a Troodon at all, but I thought that was pretty cool because, as we've seen in earlier dinosaurs like the Dilophosaurus and Jurassic World Evolutions, Deinonychus, a lot of them come out very funky and stylized. They have crests and frills where they shouldn't, and that's because, you know, the genome's not complete. They always fill it in with different species, and sometimes that comes out with different designs based on what they filled the DNA in with. So I think that's pretty cool that Jurassic Park Telltale game had a very signature dinosaur in it, and I believe it's soft canon. It's not full canon, but like it would be cool to see this figure, or this dinosaur rather, in Camp Cretaceous. I know it probably won't happen, but if it does, it'll be a complete shock. I know this figure came in a different packaging. It came in just the normal Primal Attack packaging, so again, it probably won't be featured. But if it is, I'll be completely shocked, and hopefully they use the Telltale design. They probably won't. They'll probably go with this figure design, as it'd be weird if they had Telltale design in there and then this is the figure you get. So anyways, let's get these guys out of package, and I'll keep rambling on. So the package does say Troodon. In the game, the Telltale game, its full name is said to be Troodon Pteranodon, which is actually two dinosaurs. We now know that Troodon, the name, is not valid. It's not a valid taxon species. Goes by a bunch of other names now. So basically, this name is kind of dubious. I think that's the term they use. Meaning it's not really that widely used in the scientific community, though some people still use the name Troodon. and it's nice to see it as it is, a very nostalgic or classic name. Right off the bat, you can see the pink paint job is slightly different from the in-game appearance. The Troodon comes with red on the underbelly. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure the end of the tail was actually black, not pink. But we do get a nice pink tip. At least it's some coloring on the tail. The coloring does end on the quills running down to the tail, and some of the figures actually lack paint on this ridge, which is kind of sad. It's off by a little bit. See, on this side it's perfectly fine. The black kind of connects with the quills, but on this side there's this kind of gray line. So if you are hunting for these guys, keep an eye out for that. I will be doing repaints on these figures, so... The arms are great length. I know in the game, I think they had quills on the arms. They might have not. I'll have to check again. The skin pattern's really nice. It's very small, grain, pebbly texture. The teeth are inside lips. We know in the Telltale game, the teeth stick out the sides, but of course, I'm assuming Mattel wanted to go for a more natural-looking dinosaur, so of course the head, the eyes, and the teeth are more built or geared towards the actual Troodon appearance. And this figure is actually quite large for Troodon. You can see it next to a person. In the game, they're a little bit smaller than this. I think at 2 meters, so if Owen's like 2 meters, yeah, it's like about 1.5 meters larger than the in-game Troodons. But that, again, is also pretty fine. I do love how they added neck articulation. You can make it look up or look down if it's like on top of a box or whatnot. And I think that's pretty cool. I really love the figures with both neck and jaw articulation, and it really adds to this figure's playability, and it really adds for photography purposes too. The wrists are bent inwards like an accurate dinosaur, which is really nice. They're not bent down. It's cool to see that they implemented that. This figure's proportions are pretty decent. The neck and tail are pretty much in balance with each other, and it's also got really large arms, which is a really cool feature. They fit a lot into such a small figure, and I know with each attack pack lineup, they're really increasing the amount of detail and posability they put into it, so it's nice to see that as well. If we take a look on the back of the packaging, we can see there's also the Kenner-style gallimimus and a really neat kind of dark blue dimorphodon with orange, or not orange, yellow wings with kind of stripy patterns. Then we get Bumpy as well. Let me just take this one out of package too. So I really wanted to get a bunch of these figures, as it would be neat to have some photography of them, say, in a kind of tunnel environment or at night. And I was thinking to do some customization work with the jaws and the eyes. So right now I'm actually cutting little pieces of glow-in-the-dark plastic into eyeball shapes, and I'm going to glue them on plus some teeth and do some like paint restoration work and whatnot. So just touch-ups and restore some of the kind of cracked areas of paint like this here. Not cracked as in the plastic's cracked, but just the paint's kind of split, didn't get fully applied. And the little specks on the sides don't go as far down as the in-game appearance. Of course, it's not completely bang on, but it's absolutely phenomenal that they did actually apply that to the figures. And I know the pink on the head does not continue up to the eyes and the lower jaw here, but they did apply it. It does really make the head stand out. It would have been weird to leave it all gray, so I do like that they did that. There's a lot of creativity put into it, so which is pretty decent. And they've also got the pupils, which in the game they don't have that little black dot on the eye. Their eye's all white with a kind of yellowy dot because they live underground. These dinosaurs only come out at night, apparently, to hunt. And they've got a very interesting way of hatching and raising their young. So they have paralyzing venom or saliva when they bite their prey. and it causes brain death and paralysis, and then they just lay the eggs inside their prey, and the eggs hatch and eat it. So these dinosaurs were left behind during the course of Jurassic Park, the first park, and earlier they were ordered to be exterminated by Hammond as they were not what he wanted in the park, but one of the scientists, I can't remember her name, she kept them, and then obviously when the park fell apart, they escaped, and they live underground in the tunnel systems. And it's very neat to see that Camp Cretaceous is actually using the tunnel system aspect in the show. And from what I've seen in the second trailer, the second season trailer, is they do have some scenes where they're underground. There's compies under there. From season 1, we saw the Carnotaurus made its way to the tunnel systems. So it might be interesting if they do implement these dinosaurs into the show. They could have them in the underground tunnel systems, like in the game. That would be really phenomenal. And these dinosaurs play a great part in a horror aspect, as they've got those kind of glowing eyes in the dark, and just a freaky appearance in general. Anyways, I think that's it. I'll wrap it up there. I hope you guys enjoyed this little bit of information plus unboxing, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Hopefully I'll be doing a customization video, or I'll just be showing off the modifications I did do to the figures. So yeah, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.